Hello, friends, and welcome to Kurt Bergland's Baseball World. Very excited today, getting Payoff Pitch on my tabletop. Don't forget that I am hosting a Payoff Pitch tournament on Saturday, October 21st, 2023. It's going to go from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Email me for more details. I'm going to put my email address in the description for this video, along with tournament information, including the address where the tournament will take place, and you can do your GPS thing and see how close we are to you. And as a warm-up for that tournament, today we're doing a potential tournament game. This is the kind of matchup you might see in a payoff pitch tournament. It's the 1963 New York Yankees at the 1976 Cincinnati Reds. This will be a Yankee-Reds matchup, but a little bit different than what we saw in the 1976 World Series, because this Yankee team, well, at least arguably, a little bit better than the 1976 version. On the mound, we have a pair of left-handers. It's the chairman of the board, Whitey Ford, for the Yankees, against Cincinnati Reds left-hander Don Gullett. So this will be fun, and this is the kind of game that we'll see on Saturday, October 21st, at our Payoff Pitch tournament. Joe Bryan will be joining us. Of course, Joe is the designer, creator, producer, shipper, the whole 9 yards for Payoff Pitch. Lots of surprises on that day as well. Going to be a lot of fun. Hope you can join us. Make plans and let me know at Bergland.kurt at yahoo.com. All right. So with all of that said, also in the description for this video is information about channel membership. With channel membership, you get discounts on the secondary store, access to members-only exclusive videos, and a free gift from me every month. You can't beat it with a stick. All right, now we're ready to play some ball. We're at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, ready to go with this one. Whitey Ford, Don Gullett, Yankees, Reds. Let's do it. Here are your starting lineups for today's game. For the visiting New York Yankees of 1963, Ralph Houck's men go like this. Tom Tresh leads off in left. Bobby Richardson bats second at second base. Mickey Mantle bats third in center field. Elston Howard cleans up. He'll be the catcher. Roger Maris bats fifth. He's in right. Joe Pepitone bats sixth. He's going to play first base today. Clete Boyer bats seventh. He'll play third. And Tony Kubek will bat eighth and play shortstop. On the mound, it's Whitey Ford. In 1963, Whitey was 24-7 with a 2.74 earned run average. For the homestanding Reds, on the carpet at Riverfront Stadium, Pete Rose leads off at third base. Ken Griffey bats second in right field. Joe Morgan bats third at second base. Tony Perez bats fourth. He'll play first. George Foster bats fifth. He's in left. Johnny Bench bats sixth. He's the catcher. Dave Concepcion bats seventh. He'll play shortstop. Cesar Geronimo bats eighth. He's in center field. And on the mound, Don Gullett, the hard-throwing left-hander, in 1976 was 11-3 with a 3.00 earned run average. We are ready to begin. I have a stack of fast action cards that'll help us today. And my 4 dice, 2d6s, 2d10s, and we're ready to go as Tom Tresh steps in the batter's box. There's a look at Riverfront Stadium. We'll keep that one right over there for when we need it. The delivery from Gullett to Tresh will be swung on by Tom Tresh, and that's going to be drilled by Tresh. That's going to get in the gap into right center field. It splits Concepcion and Griffey, and look at Tresh run. He goes around second, heading for third. The relay coming to Pete Rose is late, and we have a leadoff triple for Tom Tresh. Bobby Richardson comes to the plate. Reds infield going to play at normal depth. The stretch by Gullett, and the delivery to Bobby Richardson is a base hit for Bobby Richardson, and that's going to score the first run of the ball game in a hurry for the Yankees. 1-0 Bronx Bombers as Mickey Mantle comes to the plate. The delivery to the Commerce Comet will be our first defense check. And that will be an error check for Pete Rose. All right. Pete has an error rating of a 4. So let's see what we roll here. 30 to 99, and he's going to make the play on Bobby Richardson. He does not make the play. That's going to be an error on Pete. Let's see how bad it is. And that's a one-base error. It's a clanker off his glove. 2 are on for New York. Richardson moves to second. Mantle safe at first, and Gullett's problems continue. Excuse me. Here comes Elston Howard. Gullett the stretch. The pitch to Ellie is swung on by Howard and popped up. In fair territory, Pete Rose is calling and taking for out number 1 in the top of the first. Roger Maris comes to the plate now. The stretch and the delivery by Gullett. Maris swings and bounces this one to Rose at third. Double play ratings, 8 for Gullett, 5 for Maris. Rose gloves it. He's going to go to Morgan for 1, and that's all they're going to get. Mickey Mantle with a hard slide, and Joe doesn't like that one. Richardson advances to third. Maris safe at first. Mantle retired 5-4. Pepitone up now with Yankees at the corners, but 2 outs. Gullett the stretch, and the pitch to Pepe is swung on by the Yankee first baseman and lifted to left. George Foster over by the foul line is under it and makes the catch for out number 3. In the first, the Yankees get a run on a couple of hits. They leave 2. And as we go to the bottom of the first, it's the Yankees 1 and the Reds nothing. Pete Rose, Ken Griffey, Joe Morgan coming up in the bottom of the first. Don't forget, check out the information in the channel or in the video description for my Payoff Pitch Tournament coming up on Saturday, October 21st. These teams might actually be in this tournament. We'll see. Whitey Ford kicks and deals to Pete Rose. And Pete drills this one for a base hit. It goes to right field, and the Reds have their leadoff man on. Ken Griffey comes to the plate. Ford the stretch and the delivery. And hey, struck out Griffey. Got him with the cheese, and 1 down. Rose remains at first. Here's Joe Morgan. Ford the stretch. The pitch to Joe is swung on and bounced to first. Gloved by Joe Pepitone. He gloves it, throws to Kubek for 1. The relay back to Pepitone is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 3-6-3 double play turned by the Yankees. And we're going to go to the second with the score, New York 1 and Cincinnati nothing. Boyer, Kubek, and Ford, the bottom third of the Yankee order, coming up in the second inning. Here's the pitch from Gullett to Cleet Boyer. Swung on by Cleet and hit to left. This will drive Foster back a few steps, but he's got room and puts it away for out number 1. Tony Kubek now. Gullett kicks and deals. Kubek swings. He hits it to right. Dying Quail. Here comes Griffey. He's got it for out number 2. Whitey Ford now with nobody on. The delivery to Whitey. And I struck him out. Gullett humped up on that fastball, and it's a 1-2-3 second inning. We go to the bottom of the second with your score. New York 1 and Cincinnati nothing. Whitey Ford will face Tony Perez, George Foster, and Johnny Bench in the second. Ford kicks and deals to Tony Perez. And it's drilled by Perez just inside the third base line. Past the diving Cleat Boyer. It's going to rattle around in the corner. Tom Tresh has to dig it out of there, but Perez will cruise into second with a leadoff double. Here's Ford pitching to Foster. The stretch, the delivery is drilled by Foster. Let's see where this goes. Down that right field line. Down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases. Perez will score. We're tied at 1, and Foster has a double. We have back-to-back Reds doubles here in the second. It's a 1-1 game. Johnny Bench now with a chance to put the Reds in front. Whitey Ford takes a deep breath. Sets and deals to the Reds catcher. Bench swings and hits it in the air to right. Roger Maris is under it. And makes the catch. Foster tags and holds at second base. All right, Concepcion comes to the plate. Still one out. The pitch. And a base hit for Concepcion. This goes into center field. Drops in front of Mantle. Around third is Foster. He's going to score, and the Reds take a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the second. Whitey Ford having second inning trouble. Here's Cesar Geronimo with Concepcion at first. The stretch by Ford. The pitch to Geronimo is hit to center. Not deep. Mantle is there. He's got it for out number 2. Concepcion retreats to first base, and that brings up Don Gullett, a right-handed batter but a left-handed thrower, which is, of course, the best way to be. Ford, the stretch, the delivery to Gullett, is a base hit for Don Gullett. It is into left field. Stopping at second is Concepcion. There's 2 on now for Rose, but 2 outs. Griffey would be next. Whitey Ford, the stretch, the delivery to Pete is swung on by Rose and hit to right. Can of corn for Roger Maris, and he's got it for out number 3. But in inning number 2, the Reds get a couple of runs on 4 hits. They leave 2, and we go to the third inning with your score. Reds 2, Yankees 1. Top of the order coming for the Yanks in the third inning. Tom Tresh, Bobby Richardson, and Mickey Mantle. Don Gullett kicks and deals. And a base hit for Tom Tresh. He's aboard with his second hit of the day. This goes to center field. Cesar Geronimo collects it and throws it back in. Bobby Richardson comes to the plate. He drove in the Yankee run in the first inning with a base hit. The stretch by Gullett and the pitch to Bobby is swung on and bounced to Morgan at second. Morgan gloves it. He's going to go to Concepcion for 1. The relay to Perez, not in time. Hit too slowly to turn 2. Tresh is retired 4-6. Richardson safe on the fielder's choice. And here's Mickey Mantle. Gullett, the stretch. The pitch to Mickey is a comebacker to Gullett. Don Gullett gloves it. He turns and fires to Concepcion for one, and the relay to Perez in time for a rally killing. Soul-crushing 1-6-3 double play turned by Cincinnati. We go to the bottom of the third with your score. The Reds 2 and the Yankees 1. Ford will face Griffey, Morgan, and Perez in the bottom of the third. Whitey Ford, the delivery. It's a swung on by Griffey and hit to right and deep. Back goes Roger Maris, warning track, wall, and it's gone. Ken Griffey takes Whitey Ford out of here, and it's a 3-1 Reds lead in the bottom of the third. Whitey doesn't like that. Stirring in the Yankee bullpen. Here's Joe Morgan. Ford kicks and deals to Joe. We have a ballpark result, and this will be, a wheelhouse result for Joe Morgan. Joe swings and hits it to second like a shot at Bobby Richardson, who gloves it, throws to Pepitone, and Morgan is retired for out number 1 in the third. It was a hanger, and Whitey got lucky on that one. Here's Perez, doubled in the second. The pitch to him is another wheelhouse result. And Tony Perez to center and deep. Back goes Mantle, warning track, wall, and it's gone. A 4-1 Reds lead now with the Big Red Machine Power taking over in the bottom of the third. Action going in the Yankee bullpen. Bill Stafford starts to throw, and alongside him is Stan Williams. So Williams and Stafford throwing for Ralph Houck. 1 out, bottom of the third. Here's Foster. Ford kicks and deals. And a base hit for George Foster. Third hit of the inning. They're hitting shots off the chairman of the board. Here's Bench. Ford the stretch, the delivery to Johnny. Swung on by Bench and hit to Richardson at second. Bobby gloves it. Flips to Kubek. The relay to Pepitone in time for a rally killing. Soul-crushing 4-6-3 double play turned by the Yankees. And that was a big one. May have kept Whitey in this game. Shots all over the field in the bottom of the third for the Reds. Your score as we go to the fourth is Cincinnati 4 and New York 1. Howard, Maris, and Pepitone coming up in the Yankee fourth. Don Gullett kicks and deals. Swung on by Howard and hit to center, into left center. Geronimo on the run and makes a nice running catch for out number 1. Roger Maris up there now. He's 0 for 1. Gullett kicks and deals. That is hit to left. Slicing away from Foster, but he's going to catch up to it. And there's 2 gone in the Yankee fourth. Now with nobody on, it's Joe Pepitone. Gullett winds and deals. And Pepe with a base hit. This goes to center field. Geronimo gloves it. Throws it back in. The Yankees have a 2-out base runner. Here's Clete Boyer. The stretch by Gullett. Kubek would be next. The pitch. It's a ballpark check, and it's a wheelhouse for Boyer. Did he get it? It is a base hit for Clete Boyer. This will go to right field. Stopping at second is Pepitone. Don't want to make the third out at third base. And here's Kubek. Whitey Ford's spot is next. Whitey is in the on-deck circle. Gullett, the stretch, the pitch to Tony. Is bounced to Concepcion at short. He's going to go the short way to Joe Morgan, and the Yankees are retired in the fourth. They threaten with a couple of hits but don't score. We go to the bottom of the fourth with the Reds leading 4-1. Whitey Ford's going to try and recover his dignity here in the bottom of the fourth. He'll face Concepcion, Geronimo, and Gullett. After giving up a pair of bombs in the third to Griffey and Perez. The pitch from Whitey Ford to Dave Concepcion is hit to center. Dying Quail. Here comes Mickey. He's got it for out number 1. Cesar Geronimo now, 0 for 1. The pitch from Whitey Ford is swung on by Geronimo and hit to left. Chance for Tom Tresh, and he's got it for out number 2. Here's Don Gullett with nobody on. Ford kicks and deals to Gullett. And hey, struck him out. He made him look sick. That's Whitey Ford's second strikeout of the game. We've played 4, and it's the Reds 4 and the Yankees 1. Gullett will face Ford, Tresh, and Richardson, 9-1-2 in the Yankee order in the top of the 5th. Gullett kicks and deals to Whitey Ford. And hey, struck out Whitey. Turnabout's fair play. Second strikeout for Gullett. Top of the order now with Tom Tresh. Tresh is 2 for 2. Gullett kicks and deals to him. And is hit to short. Nice pick by Dave Concepcion. He throws on the run to Perez, and they get Tresh by a step. There's 2 away in the Yankee 5th. Bobby Richardson now is 1 for 2. Gullett winds and deals to him. And Richardson hits one to first. Perez gloves it to his right, feeds Gullett covering, and that will retire the Yankees in the 5th. We're halfway through this one, and your score is Cincinnati 4, New York 1. New York started the scoring in the first inning with a leadoff triple by Tom Tresh, and then a base hit by Bobby Richardson gave them the lead. But the Yankees came back with back-to-back doubles in the second, and a base hit by Dave Concepcion to get a couple runs, and then 2 bombs in the third. Griffey and Perez extended the lead to 4-1, and that's where we are as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Pete Rose, Ken Griffey, Joe Morgan, top of Sparky Anderson's order coming in the bottom of the 5th. Whitey Ford kicks and deals. Ground ball to Kubek at short. He cuts it off from going up the middle, plants and throws to Pepitone for out number 1. Ken Griffey's 1 for 2. Ford kicks and deals to him. And Griffey hits one to second. Bobby Richardson to his left. Cuts it off from going into right field. Plants and throws to Pepitone, and there's 2 away in the Reds' 5th. Here's Joe Morgan. Whitey Ford winds and deals. And Morgan swings and hits an easy one to Richardson. He throws to Pepe, and that'll retire the Reds in the 5th. 7 in a row retired for Whitey Ford. We go to the 6th, and your score, Cincinnati 4, New York 1. Mantle, Howard, and Maris, the meat of the Yankee order coming up in the top of the 6th. Don Gullett winds and deals to Mickey. This will be a wheelhouse result for Mantle. He hits it to left and deep. Back goes Foster, warning track. He's got it for out number 1. One more biscuit for breakfast, and Mickey rides that one out of here. But no. Here's Howard, 0 for 2. Gullett winds and deals to him. And Howard hits a comebacker to Don. He takes a couple steps toward Perez at first. and throws him the ball for out number 2. Roger Maris now with nobody on. Gullett kicks and deals to him. And this will be a defense check for a range check. Got to the kitchen. Oh my God, I smell gas. It's orange. Oh, I almost got it out that time. All right. So let's see. We have a range check for Joe Morgan. His range is a D, 1 to 65. He's going to make the play. No, excuse me, 66 to 99. He'll make the play. He makes the play to Tony Perez for out number 3. And the Yankees go down 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. 7 in a row retired by Gullett. We go to the bottom of the 6th with your score. The Reds 6 and the Yankees 4. 1. What am I saying? No. The Reds 4 and the Yankees 1. I'm just pulling numbers out of the air. What am I doing? Perez, Foster, and bench. 4, 5, 6 coming up in Sparky's order in the bottom of the 6th. Whitey Ford has righted the ship, but he's got to keep doing it. Give his team a chance to get back in it. The wind and the delivery to Tony Perez. Hey, struck him out. It's a dead fish changeup for Whitey Ford, and Tony swung right through it. 1 down in the 6th. Here is Foster. Big George comes to the plate. He takes his time getting up there. Whitey Ford 2 for 2 with Foster today. Foster has a double and a single. The pitch to George is ball 4. He walked him. And that, I believe, is Whitey Ford's first walk of the day. It is. 1 on, 1 out for bench. Ford the stretch, the delivery to Johnny. Hey, struck him out on a bender. 2 down, Foster still at first, and Dave Concepcion coming to the plate. 1 for 2 for Concepcion today. Ford winds and deals. Ground ball hit to Kubek at short. Tony gloves it. He flips to Richardson covering, and that will retire the Reds in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th, and your score is Cincinnati 4 and New York 1. Don Gullett will face Pepitone, Boyer, and Kubek 6, 7, 8 in Ralph Houck's order in the top of the 7th. Getting late for the Bombers. The wind and the delivery to Gullett from Gullett is swung on by Pepitone and hit to first. Perez gloves it and takes it to the bag, unassisted for out number 1. Cleat Boyer's 1 for 2. Gullett kicks and delivers to him. And Boyer hits this one to Richardson at second. He charges and to Morgan at second. He charges and flips to Perez for out number 2. Here's Tony Kubek. 0 for 2 for Tony. Whitey Ford would be next. The pitch from Gullett is swung on and bounced to third. Pete gloves it to his left. Plants and throws to Perez. And the Yankees go down 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. Time to stretch them out at Riverfront with your score. The Reds 4 and the Yankees 1. Whitey Ford coming out for what will likely be his last inning. He is due to lead off in the 8th. He will face Geronimo, Gullett, and Rose in the Reds' 7th inning. Whitey Ford kicks and deals to the Reds center fielder. And Geronimo swings and grounds it to Kubek at short. Kubek takes it off the carpet and throws to Pepitone for out number 1. Here's Don Gullett, who has a single and a awful strikeout on his ledger today. Ford winds and deals to him. And it's a ballpark check. Going to be a wheelhouse for Gullett. Look at this. Gullett swings and hits a shot to third. Gloved by Boyer by the third base bag. He fires across the diamond for out number 2. Pete Rose comes to the plate now with nobody on and 2 outs. Ford winds and delivers to him. And Pete with a base hit. This goes to center field. Mantle cuts it off from going into the gap, and Pete Rose holds on with a long single at first base. Here's Griffey. Ford the stretch, the delivery to Griffey, who homered back in the third. And it's a hanger to Griffey. And this is a base hit for Ken. Goes to center field. Stopping at second is Rose. 2 are on with 2 outs for Morgan. Perez would be next. The Reds now with a chance to bury the Yankees in the Yankee bullpen. It's Marshall Bridges and Stan Williams throwing. It's lefty-righty double-barreled action. Just the way Ralph Houck likes it whenever he's in the Queen City. And Morgan comes to the plate. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Joe is 0 for 3. Ford the stretch, the delivery to Morgan. Swung on by Joe and hit to short. Kubek gloves it. He flips to Richardson, and the Reds are done in the 7th. They had a golden opportunity to bury the Yankees, and they let them get off the hook. We go to the 8th with your score. Cincinnati 4 and New York 1. All right, in the Reds bullpen, we have activity now. Gullett's pitching a good game. He's only allowed 5 hits. He's walked none and struck out 2. But he's getting near the end. And so Eastwick and McEnany, the lefty-righty double-barreled action that Sparky enjoys so much, they are throwing in the Reds bullpen. We're going to get a pinch hitter here for Whitey Ford to lead off the Yankee 8th inning. And I think that's Hector Lopez coming out of Ralph Houck's dugout to lead off here. Let's see. Yes, it is. There's Hector Lopez. So Whitey Ford is done today after 7 innings of work. He allowed 10 hits. 2 of them were bombs. He walked 1, and he struck out 4. He allowed 4 runs. They're all earned. He's on the hook for the loss unless the Yankees can rally. Hector Lopez coming to the plate now to bat for him. Hector will be followed by Tom Tresh and then Bobby Richardson in the Yankee 8th. Don Gullett winds and deals to the Yankee outfielder. And this is a defense check. It is for, it is a range. Got to the kitchen, I smell gas. It's a range check. Yeah. All right, Concepcion's range is an A, and that's going to get by him into left field for a base hit, a leadoff single for Hector Lopez. Now Sparky's up off his seat. That breaks a string of 10 in a row retired by Don Gullett. And Tresh comes to the plate now. This may be Gullett's last batter. The stretch by Gullett and the delivery to Tresh. Swung on by Tom and hit to Concepcion at short. Davey gloves it in the hole. He flips to Morgan. Look at the turn by Morgan to Perez for a rally killing, soul crushing 6-4-3 double play turned by the Reds. And that will be 2 outs here in the 8th, and it brings up Mantle. Ooh, that's a big one. Here comes, that brings up Richardson. Where's Bobby? Well, let's see. What did I do with the, oh, here he is. All right, here's Bobby Richardson. Mantle would be next. Gullett winds and, and I'm throwing dice one more time all over the room. The pitch to Richardson is a base hit for Bobby Richardson with 2 outs, brings up Mantle. Sparky pacing in the Reds dugout. Do you go to the bullpen here? And I think, well, one more batter. Gullett, the stretch, checks Richardson at first, and the delivery to Mickey is swung on and hit to Morgan at second. Joe throws to Perez, and the Yankees are done in the 8th. A couple of hits, but nobody crosses the pay station thanks to a twin killing turn by that Reds infield. We go to the bottom of the 8th with your score. The Reds 4 and the Yankees 1. Sparky's got his 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up in the bottom of the 8th as he looks for insurance, or as they say in Central Illinois, insurance. Perez, Foster, and Bench, a trio of right-handed batters. Stan Williams is the new Yankee pitcher. In 1963, he was 9-8 with a .321 earned run average. Perez is 2 for 3. He's in the batter's box now. Stan Williams winds and deals to him. And I struck out Perez. 1 down in the 8th. Second strikeout for Tony in the game. It brings up Foster, who's been on base 3 times. Williams winds and deals to Big George. And Foster swings and hits it on the ground to Richardson. Bobby gloves it and throws to Pepitone for out number 2. Johnny Bench is 0 for 3. He's up there now. Concepcion would be next. Williams kicks and deals. Ground ball hit to Kubek at short. Tony gloves it. Throws to Pepitone. And the side is retired in the 8th. We go to the 9th with your scores. Cincinnati 4 and New York 1. Gullett's going to try for the complete game. Eastwick and McEnany are ready in the Reds bullpen. Gullett had 4 complete games in his 20 starts in 1976. And he'll face Elston Howard, Roger Maris, and Joe Pepitone, righty, lefty, lefty, in the Yankee lineup in the 9th. Elston Howard is 0 for 3. In fact, this threesome that's coming to the plate for the Yankees here in the 9th is a combined 1 for 9 in this game. Gullett winds and deals. And that is ball 4. Elston Howard draws a walk, and here comes Sparky out of the dugout. He wants McEnany to face Roger Maris. So that's it for Gullett. The leash was extremely short here in the 9th. On his day, Don Gullett allows 2, 4, 6, 7 base hits in his 8 innings of work. 1 run so far, it's earned. Yes, it's earned, although Howard is his responsibility at first base. Howard is Gullett's first and only walk of the day. And Don struck out 2. He did not allow any home runs. He will earn the win if the Reds bullpen can hold on. Will McEnany is the new pitcher for Cincinnati. He was in 55 games in 1976. He had a 2-6 mark with a 4.85 earned run average. And he's facing Maris with Howard at first. The Yankees need another base runner before they can bring the tying run to the plate. Roger is 0 for 3. McEnany the stretch, and the pitch to Roger Maris is hit to Rose at third. Pete gloves it by the third base bag. Fires to Morgan for 1. The relay to Perez, not in time. Maris beats the rap at first. Howard is retired 5-4. Maris safe on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Pepitone, who's 1 for 3. Clete Boyer is on deck. McEnany the stretch. The pitch to Pepitone is swung on by Pepitone and hit to left. On a line at Foster. He's got it for out number 2. Maris retreats to first, and that'll bring up the last chance saloon for Ralph Houck and the Yankees. Clete Boyer is 1 for 3. Tony Kubek is on deck. He would be next. The stretch by McEnany. The pitch to Boyer is a base hit for Clete Boyer. It goes to center field, into right center. Maris around second. He's heading for third. There's going to be Yankees at the corners with 2 outs for Kubek. Well, now Sparky's paying attention. But he's got a lefty-lefty matchup up there right now. So let's see what he wants to do. On the bench, Sparky has Johnny Blanchard, Yogi Berra, Harry Bright, Phil Linz, and Jack Reed. Well, I don't know. I think he's got a hit for Kubek here. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to save Bright. He is going to go to the on-deck circle. Harry Bright will bat for Stan Williams if we get there. Kubek is 0 for 3. He's up there now. He's the last chance saloon. He's trying to extend the game to get to Bright. But McEnany's going to try and get him out. Maris is at third. Boyer is at first. We've got 2 outs in the 9th. It's 4-1 Cincinnati. Kubek is the tying run at the plate. The stretch by Will McEnany. The delivery to Kubek is swung on by Tony and bounced to Concepcion at short. He goes the short way to Morgan, and the Reds win this one 4-1. Let's give you the totals on this one. For the homestanding and victorious Cincinnati Reds, 4 runs, 10 base hits, and they committed 1 error. The Yankees, 1 run, 7 base hits, and they committed no errors. Let's see here. McEnany went an inning. He allowed a hit. Gullett's line is done. He allowed the 1 earned run. So Gullett will get the win. McEnany will get the save, as he came in and slammed the door pretty much on the Yankees. Whitey Ford takes the loss in this one. Stan Williams pitched an inning. And that is it. Star of the game? Well, could be Perez. But I'm going to go with Don Gullett. He shut down a pretty good Yankee attack here in 1963. And pitched 8 strong innings. All right. So your final here is the 76 Reds 4, the 63 Yankees 1. Don't forget to go back to the video description. Check out all the details on the upcoming Payoff Pitch tournament coming up in Milwaukee on Saturday, October 21st, 2023. From 8:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. You can bring any team you want to bring to play. Going to have lots of Payoff Pitch stuff available for you. We're going to have surprises, special guests. Joe Bryan will be with us. You'll get to meet him and have a great day. So check out that information and let me know if you have questions at Bergland.kurt@yahoo.com. For now, from Cincinnati's Riverfront Stadium, your final, the Reds 4, the Yankees 1. Have a great night. So long, everybody.